YouTubers, today we are working on the 2002 Nissan Xterra 3.3 with about 200,000 miles or so. Runs great. I put brand new catalytic converters on it, took care of the P0420 code, and after about 1,500 miles, I got a check engine light in bank 1. Well, catalytic below threshold. So catalytic converter below threshold, story of my life. So the company that I purchased these off of, I bought 2 of these. Replaced them, free shipping. It was like $150 or so. So I emailed the company back, and I thought, well, they're probably going to fight me. I don't know, but they came through. They sent me another one for free on this side over here. So what we're doing, I'm going to show you briefly just kind of how I'm going to be taking all this off. So far, it's not too bad. And down there is the catalytic converter. You can see the little hole where the O2 sensor goes, and there it sits. And I did try to, I've been trying to get this thing back like it should be 100%, and I ordered a couple of these guys here, and these things here, these heat shields, look at this, probably has 1,000 or so miles on them, about 1,500 miles. Look how rusted they are already. They just don't make stuff out of decent metal anymore like they used to. But anyway, I got that off, 3 bolts there. And this video is mainly for folks who have already placed these, and if they have a problem, you need to replace them. I'm just kind of showing you how I'm doing mine on my Xterra. Now, if you've never had your catalytic converters off, that's probably an entirely different video. Although, search my channel, you'll see some video on here of when I bought these, when I had the original catalytic converters on here, and how I replaced them. So, it's kind of a job, but it can be done. All right, so what I've done so far, taking that shield off, got the 3 little 10mm bolts out. Pretty easy to do. When you put the shield back on, it's kind of a booger to get these exactly lined up on that manifold. But if you have some patience, you can get it done. And got the O2 sensor out, which came out fairly easy. And these are actually, this is actually a brand new O2 sensor right here. A Bosch, $50-some. I have put 2 new ones in it on the front. Got them at the local parts store, $50, which is kind of a strange deal. Usually they're a lot more. So there's the 3 bolts I got to take out. One there, down there, and there's one on the bottom. I've already oiled them up. These bolts come off pretty easy. And the other thing that's going to make your life a lot easier is take this tire off. You can actually get in here, and there's the other bolts on that. And I got my jack stands under there and all that. And underneath, let me go under here. And I've already oiled up the bolts up there. See that oil dripping? Oh, get the camera set right just for you guys right there on that. I want to break those loose a little bit. Then what I think I can do is if I take these 2 bolts right here out, they're real easy to get to. I've had them off before. If I take these completely out, I could actually push this whole thing up and pull the whole thing out as one unit. But lately, I have been replacing them. This one here, I want to put it in. I did not take this out, but I decided to go ahead and take this pipe piece here out. And it'll make the job a little bit easier. Sorry about the camera moving around, trying to get the light just right for you guys. So those are all 14mm bolts. I picked those up. Let's see. These are these came with the kit, I believe, and it depends on the kit. It's either 14 or 15. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and loosen all those up, get those off on the top, take these here off, and then eventually break these 2, take them off, and see if we can get this catalytic converter out. Hopefully it'll be pretty easy. Alright, so here's where we're at now. If you notice down there, we got 3 of the bolts out. Well, you probably can't see it very well here. We get down here, and see those 2 are out, and we got the one up on the top out. It's a little harder to get to, but you just lay on your back and you can actually get it. Sit back in there on the top. That one's out. And what I realized here is sometimes when I work on vehicles, and I don't work on them for another 4 or 5 months, I kind of forget some things. Turns out, just loosen these bolts up here a little bit, because once you do that, you can wiggle this and this will drop down, and you can see I get my light up in here. Let's see, there we go. Maybe set this just about right. Well, anyway, it's connected. See, it lets that drop down, and when you put the other catalytic converter on, all you gotta do is push this pipe back up like that and bolt it together. It's kind of hard to put that catalytic converter in there if this pipe is still bolted up, because it flexes and it wants to go right back up in there. But I apologize, I just can't get the light the way I want it there for you guys. But so you can see right there, there's the back of that. So all we got to do now, if I go back up here and grab the light, well, actually, you can see it better right here. See that? How that's kind of setting in there. And if I stick my hand down here, you can see it makes it a little bit easier to work with. There's a gasket right here. Now you got to be very careful when you're putting these catalytic converters back on. These gaskets are easy damaged, especially the ones they give you with the cats. If you have your old steel ones and it's in good shape, my advice is to reuse it. This one seems to be okay, and I think I got new ones anyway, so we're going to reuse the new one. See right here, it's easy to damage. See how it's kind of torn already? That soft material they put on there. So all we got to do now is take off these 3 bolts here, and we can pull this out and put the new one on. So not too bad. And that one bolt way in the back there, see that way back here? That was a little harder to get to, but the key is to put a lot of oil in these, and they usually just spin off with your fingers once you break them loose. All right, let's go ahead and get this off. All right, party people. We're ready to take this out. Got this bolt here. I stuck this bolt back in because this whole thing wanted to turn when I started to turn the other bolt in the back, and it's just about out. I don't think you can see it there. Oh, maybe you can. And I'll get my hand up here and get it out of the way. And there it is. Now, if I just kind of shake this, oops, give it a money shot here. And let's see, I don't know if this gasket's any good or not. Probably not. Sorry guys, the lighting is not the best, but anyway. Yeah, it's not too bad a shape. So, like I said, we got new ones. And here's our catalytic converter. We'll pull this out. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of you can use this video. I don't know. And out it comes. We'll take it out in the light and look at it. And you can see all kind of room up under here now. One thing I noticed today, I've got a coolant leak right there. I believe I got a hose up there that's come loose, but a lot of room once you get this catalytic converter out. And you can see the exhaust there is burning fairly clean, and there's the back of that, so it wasn't too bad to take out. So you can see my new gasket back here on the manifold. So these manifolds aren't cheap. The left one is about $40, but the driver's side's more expensive for some reason. It's like $75. They're all like that, so I don't see any other leaks. And around that oil pan down there, see that little bit of seepage? Very common on these. They use some kind of RTV sealant, and they didn't do a very good job. And a lot of times it leaks right behind this, right there, right where the starter is. You can see that's a brand new starter. And it leaks down around that starter. It drips down on the bottom of that oil pan, and everyone thinks that the rear main seal's bad. Trust me, I know. But on this side right here, Nissan seems to have a problem on that oil pan, getting it sealed just right. So I have a video on that, so might want to check my channel out and see what you can find. So let's go ahead and look at all this. Where did it go? Catalytic converter, and see what we got when we compare it to the new one. All right, so there's the new one. Here's the old one, and I don't see anything broken, busted. Looks pretty normal to me. Who knows? They don't, compared to the original cats, they don't put a lot of material in here. It's just borderline enough to keep the check engine light off, I think. There's a look at the new one, and looks pretty nice on the inside, so I don't know. So we'll go ahead and stick it in, match it up here real quick. Looks like it's the same thing. Like I said, I get new bolts and all that, so I think these are 15 millimeter. So let's go ahead and stick this in. Hey, let me know where you're watching from right now. All right, things you got to do. All right, so the reason we had to do that is this is the one we just took off. You notice how flat this is on this one side. I had to trim this off on this one also because the aftermarket manifolds that I have on here are the ones that you can only get nowadays. They don't have a flat place in the side of the manifold, so you have to kind of trim this off a little bit there, because when you get it, it's round like that and it gets in the way and you can't get this on there. It gets in the way. So there's that one, and here is that one, and now they both match. There's the back of that manifold. You can see how flat that is there. Now the original one that was on here, which you can, I don't think you can buy them anymore. They're all aftermarket. It's like this on the passenger side and the driver's side, so just be aware of that. If you change out your catalytic converters, you have to cut a little slice in it there to make it square against that. So let's go ahead and get this catalytic converter on. But wait, there's more. Don't forget to do the gasket also. Yep, gotta make sure that gasket's trimmed too, because if you don't, you'll have a leaky leak. All right, now let's go ahead and put the catalytic converter on. All right, everyone, it is on finally. I'll tell you what, those bolts right there, they will test your patience. If you have someone to help you to hold the wrench on the other side, it's not so bad. But when you're a one-man band, it tests your patience. Now, the only other bolt that was kind of weird, you see the two on the top there, they look, you know, normal. They're like straight down, like up there and there, back there. But this bottom one, I had to turn it around because you can't put the bolt down because it hits that cat. Because the bolts they give you are a little bit long. And all that's in. So we got the O2 sensor in. All we got to do is start it up, check for leaks, and put the heat shield on. So let's go ahead and start it up. All right, no leaks. Sounds good. No exhaust leaks. Yay! Let that oil burn off a little bit. I may go ahead and just put that heat shield on and just get it over with right now before it gets too hot. Before you put that heat shield on, there's a piece right here. If you pull this splash cover back right here, take these little clips out, push pins here, this gives you a lot of access to get in here and work around. So once you get your wheel off and everything, it makes it a lot easier just to get in here like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get that heat shield on and wrap this video up. All right, everyone, been driving it for about a day, and check it out. We are good. We are in the green. Everything is working out really good, and it runs great, sounds great, no exhaust leaks or nothing, so I'm really happy. So maybe this will help some of you guys out, but trust me, she is running great. So this video helps you out, give me a thumbs up and say hello, and until my next video, I will see you later.